Hello, beautiful ones. I hope you're all having a good day wherever you are. I'm on a walk and had something come up that I wanted to share with you all. I've had this impulse or a drive to document a lot of what I have been experiencing for a long time. A lot of it is in notebooks that I have been prompted to do to assist not just myself, because I have been able to go back and gain a lot of wisdom and understanding, but also to help those that are going through it and that I will be going through it. So I don't know how exactly or where this channel will go, but I do plan on continuing to share what I can. So what was coming up for me was that there is this type of unbinding that is going on right now with humanity, collectively and individually. And I was feeling this whenever I call it's a release relief. Release relief, because I release something and then I get some relief where I feel much lighter, where before maybe I'm hurting and my heart is feeling very heavy, my body's feeling very tight, but where I was seeing it as a binding around my body that was almost like releasing a lot of like tightness that was like opening up. And I see things in images, so you'll have to excuse me if some of it sounds weird, because I that's kind of how I see everything when I it's like in images, but hopefully it makes sense. So I was asking, what is this binding? And this binding, I found out, was all the things that I had been holding on to as my identity, all these beliefs, ideas, traumas, everything that made me who I thought I was. And a lot of it was me holding on to certain traumas, me holding on to resentments, because they gave me an identity, and that identity could have been the person that has been, hard done by, or or whatever that identity was, the hero, or oh my goodness, she overcame this. So there's different things, and so this applies to all of us, I feel, because there's different things that we hold on to that make up our identity, and where there are things that we hold on to that almost block us from being able to walk our true path, or from being able to live our full potential. And I'm realizing that in myself. And see, I'm going through this journey myself, and I'm documenting it as I'm going along. Now I'm, not brand new into the journey, but feels like it's brand new. Every day feels brand new. No, it's not like it used to be. Time feels different. There's a lot more things that I'm seeing, that I'm realizing, and a lot more openings, and that's gonna happen, and it's already happening, and has happened to so many other people, and we're not alone in going through this process, which is why there's so many of us that have incarnated at this time to be able to assist, to go through it ourselves, and also to assist others who are going through it. So the unbinding allows us to release on the unforgiveness, where we have held on to unforgiveness towards others. I'm finding that a lot of that is towards ourselves, where we have allowed others to hurt us, where we have been naive and innocent and allowed ourselves to be tricked, or you're a child and you believe your parents and they do something something bad, and you feel betrayed, and so you have all these things that have happened to all of us, right? Like, it's not like our experiences, everybody has had something happen to them. Our experiences may be different, but we've all experienced some sort of betrayal, some sort of trauma, right? And whatever we do with it, each of us does something differently with it. Each of us processes that information differently. But I'm realizing that a lot of us, and I guess maybe I should just speak for myself too, is that I had been holding on to these things that were helping me identify and stay in this place that was safe. I'm this person and this, but those things that I was holding on to, the unforgiveness, the lack, the lack of trust, a lot of other things, resentments, replaying things like we replay things in our head that people did to us, those conversations. Can you believe he did this to me? Oh my gosh, he betrayed me, or she betrayed me, or can you believe she said this? And we replay them later and we torture ourselves doing this. And all of that is just being loosened up, and it's being relaxed to be released. Nothing truly binds us, only our imagination. There's nothing that is really binding you. It feels like it in this reality, but you are unbound and limitless, as are all of us, in fact. But in this play, in this reality that we're in, that is so beautiful and so precious, regardless of anything, I may talk about something that's not positive about this reality, because not everything is positive in this reality. There's darkness, there's other things, right, that we have misunderstood and condemned them and judged them and put them away. Those same things are the things that we judge in ourselves, where we ourselves judge ourselves and put ourselves in purgatory for things that we have done, for being a bad girl, for being a bad boy. And those wounds go deep. And they are very painful to process, but they can be processed. They can be moved through. They can be felt. You can be there for yourself as you do this. And you also have so much help. I remind you, you have so much help. So much help. All you have to do is ask. Ask. And the crazy thing is you're still given that help even if you don't ask. But if you ask, there's a bigger opening if you ask. There's a lot more that can happen. So it's time for that. It's time for those things that used to hold us to an old self, to an old paradigm, to old belief systems, to resentment, to righteousness, self-righteousness, unforgiveness, and so many other things that we have played out that no longer serve us, that no longer uplift us, that no longer take us where we want to go. It's time to let go of those things. It's time to release yourself to be free, to be in your power, to be in your love. And I realized that the most important conversation that you can have is actually with your source, with yourself, with what you are. When I am speaking about self, please, I am not speaking about the personality, although the personality makes up a part of that. I'm not speaking about the ego either, although the ego makes up a part of that too. I'm speaking about what you are in truth, what you are in essence, which goes far deeper and far beyond anything that you can imagine in this creation. In that aspect of you, that you are in fact right now as we speak, that you are in right now as we speak, that is your beating heart and your every breath, is always listening, is always in communication. Who do you think you're speaking to? You're always speaking to that source, no matter who you think you're actually speaking to. And so it is to that aspect of ourselves that I am, that I speak to now, that I hold you in honor, in the deepest gratitude and love, that I think that you are so, so brave for being here, that I love you more than words could ever describe, that you are so beautiful, that I am so in love with you, and that I wish you the best, the utmost happiness, all the blessings and everything that you could ever imagine that is beautiful and kind and loving. I thank you for your existence. I thank you for being here. And I ask you to remember who you are now. And I ask you to remember of the love and the power that exists in you, and that power that is in you is not based on power over another. It could never be that. You can't keep on cheating yourself, because you're always, anytime that you cheat another, you're cheating yourself too. When you realize that, the do no harm becomes so important. Do no harm. Whenever you're harming another, you're harming yourself, what you are. And maybe in reality, we're really not. I know this is a play in a way, and in fact, we're always in our source, and we're safe, and everything is actually perfect. But in this reality, we get to play out at everything being the opposite of that. But we also have the opportunity to experience that. Does that make sense? We exist in two different places. Actually, we exist in multiple places. But in this instance, we're going to talk about two places. Meaning the place that is your source, home, whatever you wish to call that. And then the experience that you have here, right? So you experience yourself as being human and being linear, I mean, experience one moment after another, and being limited to this body. And not having even any life outside, other than the people that you see in the, animals. But you're much more than that. And that's what's happening now, is now we've always had the opportunity, but now it's available and readily available, actually, and accessible to all who wish to partake of realizing who you are, remembering who you are, remembering your grandness. Remember your kindness, your love, remembering that we exist in unity and that we don't harm each other. But I know here we get to practice harming in a way, or it looks like it. And we do. I'm telling you, it hurts to get like betrayed or to get hurt, I am practicing and learning to live by do no harm. Don't harm others. There are no others. In fact, it's you. It's always what you are. And you are always here. And the most important conversation that you can have is with yourself, with your source. And that communication is being had. It's always there. Whenever you're speaking to yourself, you're speaking to your source. So be kinder. I love you so much. Take care.